plaintiff, Donald Ackley, says the defendant is his niece, and she's always been responsible until she started dating her current boyfriend. Donald claims the defendant's boyfriend is a bad influence on her, and he was recently incarcerated for dealing drugs. Donald's suing his niece because he claims he allowed her to borrow his car, but while in her possession, the vehicle was stolen. Defendant Destiny Ackley admits that she borrowed Donald's car, which she claims he never should have loaned it to her because at the time she was on narcotics and muscle relaxers. Destiny admits that Donald's vehicle was stolen while in her possession, but says she wouldn't be in court today if Donald had insurance.
Prove your case.
Your Honor, Destiny is my sister's kid, and she's been, fairly responsible up until recently. She's in the past had her own place, her own car, managed to keep jobs for a certain amount of time. But she's recently hooked up with this boyfriend who's, basically taking her down the wrong road. To me,
when you say taking her down the wrong path or road, what do you mean?
Well, he's a known drug dealer, just got out of prison for dealing drugs.
Okay, ma'am? You wanted to say something?
I just wanted to correct you on that. They're trying to go off his appearance, and appearance can be very deceiving.
Okay. So he's making up the allegation that
Yes.
he was released from prison recently.
I'm not going to deny that, but
okay.
The reasoning behind that is not what he is stating.
What was he in prison for?
Just a few violations here and there that got him.
Violation of what?
He was on probation.
For what?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay, so he could be a known drug dealer because you don't know what he was in prison for. We do know he was in prison, though.
Correct, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Basically, Your Honor, on the 14th of March of this year, I received a text message from the defendant while I was at work asking me for permission to borrow my car. And, I gave her permission to use the car, and I gave her 3 conditions that went with the car's use. 1, put the gas back in it that she used. 2, if anything happens to the car, you're going to take care of it. And 3, be back up to my place of employment by 7 o'clock when I get off work so I can go home.
On the 14th, that same day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ma'am, was that the understanding you had?
He had no guidelines for using the car. He asked me.
What was your understanding?
That I was just going to use it to go to run a couple errands at the store. I'd been in a car accident, sir.
Okay. So that same day you did intend to return it, or that evening?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So 7 o'clock comes that night, Your Honor, when I get off work, no car. 7:30 comes, no car. I wait until 7:45. I get a hold of her mom, and I tell her, get a hold of your daughter, tell her to come up here, pick me up, so I can go home. So a short time later, I get a call back from my sister, oh, your car's been stolen. I said, where was it stolen from? And she informed me that the car had been taken from Walnut Grove Apartments. I have the police report here.
You see that?
The police report and the recovery report. The car had been stolen from Walnut Grove Apartments. So I get home that night, and I'm thinking, well, the car had an oil leak on it. So I had my roommate take me back to the apartment complex, and I looked in the exact parking spot where the car was supposedly to have been parked, and there were no drops of oil there. So the next morning, I went and I filed the police report, and that's when they informed me where the vehicle was first found, was Lee Summit, Missouri. Well, I'd gotten word from a couple of people that, her and her boyfriend sometimes frequented Lee Summit to get their drugs or whatever.
Okay. And obviously no one was arrested?
No.
For car theft?
No.
And did you and she discuss it at a later time?
The only thing...
In terms of her paying for it?
I've given her 3 different opportunities to make this right, Your Honor.
She agreed to?
Yeah.
Okay.
She...
And has not paid?
Exactly.
That's why you're suing her, ma'am?
I never agreed to it. he had failure to have financial liability for his vehicle. You know, if he would have been driving it, it's just a freak accident. It got stolen in my possession.
No, but what does the insurance have to do with it?
I feel like this could have been all avoided if he would have had car insurance. It would have.
The car wouldn't have been stolen under your possession if he had insurance.
I'm saying he wouldn't be here.
Whoever stole it wouldn't have done it. They'd have said, oh, that car has insurance on it. So let's not steal that.
I'm saying he wouldn't be here suing me today because he didn't have a vehicle if he would have had responsibility for his car.
Okay, let me explain something to you. If you're responsible for it, it has nothing to do with whether the person has insurance. A lot of people don't want to turn their accidents into the insurance company because their insurance rates will go up. So whether he has or wants to use his insurance or not is irrelevant if you're liable for what you've done. But go right ahead. You don't believe you're liable?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I was under a couple narcotics and a muscle relaxer because I had been in a very serious car accident. That's why I was carless.
You're saying that to make the point of what?
I think that, you know, in my situation,
state of
mind, that I shouldn't have been allowed to take his vehicle.
Okay. Well, how did the muscle relaxer affect your operation of the car?
My driving was fine, sir.
So your driving was fine.
My reasoning was off. I initially left the keys in the car when I had parked it, and that's how the car got stolen, sir.
Okay. Because you forgot the keys were in there.
I put them under the seat, sir.
Oh, so you didn't forget.
No,
you knew that
I knew.
You put them.
I live at a very busy house.
So it didn't affect your reasoning. You knew to hide the keys.
Correct. I hid them.
All right. Well, then that's a reasonable frame of mind. So the muscle relaxer, I'm going to conclude, didn't affect you at all with regard to that car. And so therefore, I'm not going to conclude that he is partially responsible because he allowed you to drive while under the influence of a muscle relaxer. Now, were you to bring the car back at 7 p.m.?
Yes, sir.
And what time did you attempt to bring the car back?
It was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon I was going to.
All right. And where did you tell him you were going?
Just to run a couple errands to a couple stores.
Okay, to stores. Mm-hmm. And you didn't go, you went to a friend's house?
No, sir, I used the car to run my errands.
But you also went to a friend's house?
No, sir, I did not go to a friend's house.
Okay, whose house was it at when it was stolen?
It was parked at an apartment complex right up the road.
It wasn't a store, though?
Right up the road.
Oh, I guess so, a drugstore.
That was good.
Bottom line, ma'am, you told him you were taking it to stores, as you just admitted. So you had a duty when you took his car to adhere to the agreement. You deviated from that agreement, and as a result of you breaking the agreement, his car was stolen. When you breach a duty of care, then you are negligent. That's the definition.
Sir, that was my home that I was at when I got away from the store.
But you didn't tell me you were going home. You said you were going to the stores. What part don't you understand?
Well, I went to where I was going, and then I returned home.
No, you told him you were going to stores. That's what you just told me.
Yes, sir, and I went to the store, and then I returned home with the vehicle.
But that's not what you said. You didn't tell him you were going home. You said, I'm going to stores. And you went someplace else. So you breached your duty. You breached that agreement. You had a duty to adhere to that agreement. When you have an agreement, you have to adhere to it. And if you don't, and the result is that something happens, then you breach the duty. And when you breach a duty, that's what negligence is. So you're negligent, ma'am. $1,500 for the plaintiff. Have a good day. Thank you, Your Honor.
I think the allegations that my boyfriend is a bad influence was completely out of context. It has nothing to do with this case, and he was completely wrong in what he had to say about him.
I feel that the allegations I said were completely true and completely accurate.